Hello everyone, welcome again, and today in this demonstration I'm going to show you another demo of a Spring Boot application, and this is a backend. So it's using Spring Boot and to handle the backend things and JPA and Hibernate. JPA to manage the database transactions. It's following MVC architecture. It's a Maven project and it's using Postman. So to send the REST API, so it's only backend. So it's not there is no front end. So these are the REST APIs that we are going to fire, and we will handle the request. To store the information, it's using MySQL workbench over here. So under this ATM machine, these are the tables: ATM, user, and withdraw. So one by one, we'll execute the request and we'll see the complete demonstration how the application is working over there. So how we are creating these REST APIs. Also, it's using some kind of it's a kind of JWT authentication. So before sending a request, you have to send a generated authentication or token, and so in case you have already this project, if you don't have, just take it from the code one. You can contact us over the WhatsApp, email, or you can Skype us. You can take this project, and after configuration, our remote team will do the complete configuration at your machine, and after that they will leave the project in this state, and after that you need to follow this step that I'm going to show you in this demo in order to execute. So first, the very first thing, you need to run the application file. So this is your application file here. It's available under the, let me open it from the first scratch. So open this folder under this Java resources, src main Java, and the first package, the application file is available. Right click on it, go to run as, run it as a Java application. It will start a server on 90, I think, on a specific port number. The port information is available on the application property file. It's 9091, and these REST APIs are using authentication. So the sake, okay, the server is started on Docket 9091 and it's ready. So now I just move to my Postman, and let's see what APIs are there. Different APIs are there. So in this Spring Boot API project, we ATM Machine project, we have multiple APIs according to the user roles. So here we have two types of user: admin and the user. So admin can perform these operations and these APIs, and user can perform these operations, these APIs. And apart from admin and user, we have two APIs that is going to common API for every user. So first thing is a login API, or you can say create login and token. So this will help you to generate the token. So if I go my database and I view the table, user table data, and you can see that two types of users are there: username and admin and user. So I'm just going to log in first in admin and perform all the operation of the admin, and let's see what admin can do over there. So I just enter the username and the password as admin. I send the key, I send the request. It will generate me a authentication key over there. Also, it's using Swagger. So after this presentation, I will show you how the Swagger, you can access the Swagger documentation, and you can operate the APIs from there as well. So this is the queue. This is the new key for the session. Okay. Another API we have for the registration. So in the registration API, what we can do, we can register, but it not require any kind of authentication because we are directly inserting the data. So let's register as a new user. So I just enter name here as a new user, and the username should be new you, and again new you, email ID is new you, user is role, okay, and the number is this, and the account number, we have to enter a unique account number, 9 as I said, and the balance should be, let's suppose, 15,000, and the enabled account is true. Okay, when I send the request, it will add the new entry into the database and it will respond. But when I send it again, it says username or account is already exists. So username and account should be always a unique number. So when I check my database now, I can see the new entry over there with a balance, with a new user with a balance of 15,000. Now, okay, we have one validation here that's showing user or account is already uh, exists. So let's change the account number. Now I'm going to edit to here, and the username you. I'm going to add the W and need to send it again. Now the data is added. Okay, and another record is available over here with new unique numbers. Now, this is the registration and the authentication. So we have now authentication as well. Registration is also done from our side. Now, from the admin side, what admin can do over there? Admin can check the list of all the users. So how can admin retrieve this information? So first thing, this is API, but when admin will try to access it directly, it will says like it will display that complete data over there. And as we have generated new authentication key over there, and the keys are automatically updated. So here, oh sorry, I'm going to just copy this. I'm going to just copy it, and I just go here, enter the data, just send it. Okay, now we can access complete data into the JSON format. I'm going to view it like this. So these are the data available into the database. And to the update user, if I want to update any user, I just need to pass the ID. So let's update one user over there. So here we have an ID. Let's suppose I want to update the user number 8 or user number 8. Okay. So for the user number 8, we are going to change the phone number. Okay. So I just update the user ID and the phone number that I need to update. I just keep it 777 at the same time, assign the key. It says unauthorized because we have to update the key or authentication token. So where we have generated, the token is generated here. So I just copy the same key for the new session, copy it, go to the update user, under my authentication section, select the variant token here, and I just enter the new key, click on the send. Okay, now what's it's working fine. It's updated the record, and the new phone number is 777, like 10 times 7. And if I refresh the database, also it's updated here. Okay, after that we can delete a user. So let's suppose I want to delete any user, and again what I need authentication key. So for every time if you are going to access, if you logged in as a new user and you generated a unique key, you have to put the key before authentication key before processing the request, before sending the request. So in this request, while deleting request, what we need to do as a parameter, we need to pass a ID as a parameter. So let's suppose I want to delete the record number 12. So I just need to pass the 12 ID here, but before that I need to put a authentication key. So I just add that new authentication key, and I just send request. It say record deleted successfully. Now if I refresh the table, you can see the 12 number record is gone. So it's all about the and view the list of users, add users, update user, delete user. After that we have some put request to to add the account amount by account numbers. So let's suppose for we want deposit some amount for this account. So we have the database here. In the database we have some unique account numbers. So let's suppose for the 11th number user we have this account number, and for this account number I want to deposit amount of 5,000. So let's suppose I want to enter the account number and the balance, how much I need to add, 5,000. The current amount is 15,000 and it should be 20. When I say it's a unauthorized, okay, fine. Just keep the key. Where is the key? Key is here. Just log in the key. I just copy the key. Go here, layer token. I just send the key again, and says the amount is updated as a 20,000. So now it's showing me a 20,000. It's fine, working fine. So withdraw amount from the any account, we can directly withdraw amount in the same process. What we need to do, first thing I'm going to add the variant token. Okay, now this API is ready. Go to the body section and change the parameters. So here I'm going to just add this account number, and let's suppose I want to withdraw 4,000 from it. So I just send the request, the amount is updated, and the remaining amount is 60,000. Okay, that's fine. So so withdraw is also working fine. So add ATM. So this is a ATM machine management project, backend for the ATM machine management project. So we have another module as a ATM. Here in these APIs we can manage the users, and we can update the data in our database or in our account number, the payment, and into the ATM we can update multiple operation like add ATM, view the list of ATMs and all. So I'm quickly just going to update the authentication key for each user. Oh, I have just, I think, let me copy the authentication key first, the new key. So I'm just going to close all these tabs and going to move to the add ATM list and view list and update list. So these are the okay, add ATM. Going to add authentication key, new key, and what I need to do for enter the ATM. So I just enter the ATM name. So new ATM in the list, location. So let's say Indore, and how much? So, okay, amount. So what should be the balance of this ATM? So let's suppose I'm going to add a 15 lakh. Okay, it should be 4 and 5. Okay, it's ready. So I just signed the key and new ATM is added in my ATM table. Now if I check it here, you can see that one is the balance of ATM and the location and the ATM name. That's fine. Here we have ATM list. So I just again going to update my authentication key. If I fire this query, send request, it will give me a list of all the ATM that is available to the database. Delete any ATM by ID. So let's suppose I have this ATM which have a balance as a 04 number. So I'm going to delete it. So let's go to the 4, update the authentication key, send request, and record is deleted. Now if I view, there is a 2 ATM. Update ATM. So I can update any ATM. First thing, I need to update the authentication key for this API, and I want to update the ATM 2, and I want to update this ATM number, ATM ID 2 with amount of 10. So I'll just send the request. Now the new balance should be this. Okay. Transaction list. Here by this key I can check the list of transactions available, like whatever the transaction done by the users. So these are the transactions, user ID, ATM ID. So this user has been withdraw this much amount, and this is success and unsuccess, the complete status. In case I want to update the transaction, again I need to pass the authentication key. I need to update the transaction, the user ID, amount, and ATM ID, the amount that you want to update over here. Delete transaction. I can delete any transaction as an admin. So if you go here and if you check the withdraw table, the transaction will be displayed here. Let's suppose I want to delete the transaction number 8. So I just pass the 8 key and send it as a okay. It says unauthorized. Okay, nice. So we have to pass the key. Now if I send it, it says recording successfully. So that's fine. So these are the APIs that admin can operate. Now let's move to the user section and see what user can do over there. First thing, user can check the balance. Okay, but if I'm going to access this thing by this user, it says forbidden. It means this user doesn't have like valid key. Let's suppose just add that key that we have generated by the admin user. Okay, again if I sign, again it says forbidden. So what we need to do, first we need to log in as a user. So here I'm going to just create a credential for the user. So where is the user credential here? So you can log in with any user. I'm going to just log in with this user and just keep it bit simple. Okay, that's fine. This is the username and this is the password. So by entering this username and password, I'm going to generate a new key that will be how to operate the operation for the user side. So for now, I'm going to close all these tabs. Okay, I have my key. So balance check, go to the authentication, and just update the new key. Okay, I'll just save it, and now what I need to pass, I need to pass the account number. So in the user, let's see, I'm going to use this user's account number and check the balance. It is saying the key. It says available balance is 60,000 and it's yes, it's 16,000. For this user, it should be another number. So I just pass the ID of the account number and it says available balance is 0. Okay, it might be 0 somewhere. Let me check it again. This user. Okay, it's 4562. Okay, somewhere else like the ATM that was the admin user that doesn't have access at the time of balance. So admin always will be as a 0. You can view the data of the other users apart from the admin. Now, uh, withdraw payment. Let's suppose a user want to withdraw payment from ATM. So what user need to do? User need to enter first thing as a authentication key. So I just say the authentication key. Set. Let me create the authentication key again. Or we can copy it from this. So I just create authentication key, barrier token, added authentication key. Now the body section. What I need to enter here, I want to withdraw a payment as a user. So let's suppose I'm the user number 11. Okay, my current balance is 16,000. Fine, and I want to withdraw that amount from this ATM number 13 that have a ID 13. So the user ID will be 11. So I just enter the user ID and the ATM ID is 13. Suppose I just enter the ATM ID as a 13. It should be like this. That's fine. Like it should become an integer, I guess. So it's just the ID and how many amount you want deposit withdraw. So let's suppose I'm going to withdraw 6,000 rupees. I just enter the amount. When I send this request, it says forbidden. Okay, fine. I have just enter the credential. This key. Let's copy this key. Whenever you see the forbidden error, it means you are entering a wrong key over there. Okay, or might be you are accessing it wrong. So while we are withdrawing the amount, while we log in, we have entered the username as admin in the password. So there is a duplicate key. So let me create the key again, and then we'll move to get the withdraw the amount. Okay, so there is the table. This is the table. In this table, let's create a key by this user. The record was saved over there. Okay, I just save it. Let me save it. So generate it. New key is there. I'm going to just copy this. Fine. When I updated my authentication key by the user and showing me the correct data, so the transaction is done. The transaction ID is 14, user ID is 1. So 11th number user withdraw amount from the 13 number ATM. The amount is 6,000 and it's success. Now, if you refresh the user detail, there was a balance of 16,000. 6,000 is withdraw, so 10,000 is remaining. We have withdraw amount from this 13 number, so it should also remain in the minus the amount, so it has minus the 6,000 from there. But what if I want to withdraw the amount that is not available in my bank balance? So it's currently for this user, for 11th number user, we have 10,000 balance remaining. So let's suppose I'm going to write the 11,000. I want to withdraw 11,000. Okay, so when I say withdraw, it says the user doesn't have a specific balance. That's really nice. And let's suppose for this ATM, let's suppose the ATM doesn't have that balance. So I want to withdraw this amount that's more than available balance. In this case also say user doesn't have, or like ATM doesn't have that particular balance. So that's all about. Okay, it's fine. So all the API is done, demonstration of all the API is done. So again, it's a Spring Boot application. It's using REST APIs, and you can see the REST API in the control section. So this one, Yeah, this it's using the REST APIs, controllers are there, it's using proper data setters, and like entities are there, repositories are there. This is in the backend it's stored from the in the MySQL, and the application properties file is there. So this is a complete backend in a Spring Boot and using ATM Machine, which is the name as ATM Machine. This perform the operation related to the ATM Machine, and also it has a swagger. So how can you view the swagger documentation once you run the application? So after that you need to open this application.property file. This is the URL that we have generated for you to view the data of the swagger. And when I enter this swagger URL, it will give me a complete documentation for this. So these are the controllers for JWT. User controllers are there, welcome controllers are there, withdraw controllers are there, schemas are there. So ATM entity, JWT request, model view, users view. So this is the complete documentation. You can also operate the APIs from here. So how can you operate it from here? So let's suppose in the JWT authentication, I want to generate a key. So what I need to do, I just hit the try. I just enter the admin here, the username and the password again as an admin, and I'm going to just execute the request. So when I execute the request, it's giving me output as a token. So similarly, you can operate all the APIs that we have just executed. So thank you so much for watching. If you need the source code, just please connect over the WhatsApp, Skype, or email, and please connect it. We stay tuned with a code one, and we will give you meaningful content over there day by day. We are updating our technologies and the new projects for the final year student. Thank you.